This morning we have Temitope Esho, who is the founder of Authothestic, a premium detailing service that takes care of cars, boats, and aircraft. Oh, well, this is the first time I'm hearing detailing on an aircraft. It is great to have you. Welcome.
Hi,
you detail aircrafts,
yes,
boats, because I've had recourse to people who detail, and I would just think of cars, but this is the first time I'm hearing aircrafts and all of that. But just before we get into all of that, how did this all start for you? The passion, I'm sure there is a passion, because for you to go into detailing, there has to be a passion for cars and all of that. How did it start for you?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so it started as, it was a chore, right? I grew up having to do it, my parents' cars before I go to school every morning. And then it became something I liked to do. I would spend excessive time, cleaning cars. And then they would complain, your shakara is too much. Why are you three hours to clean one car, right? And so some Saturdays I would spend literally from 7 a.m. to maybe 5 p.m. cleaning maybe 2 or 3 cars, right? So it was a chore. And then...
and you loved it?
Yeah, well, I used to, burn down their batteries by playing a lot of music while I was doing it. So yeah, that was fine. And then when I eventually started buying my own cars, I realized that I actually prefer to do it myself, right? So I would buy a lot of expensive stuff to clean my cars, import stuff, buy cleaning solutions and stuff from the US just to clean my cars. And then my neighbors started taunting me that, are you sure you're not going to open a car wash, right? I'm like, I think you're prophesying, right? So I started, right? I went to the UK, I learned, I did a couple of learning. I'm still learning anyway. Also learned a little bit from the US, took a few courses, and that's it. But yeah, it's something I personally like to do.
Interesting. People talk about passion, they think about, the much more glamorous things. But for you to start that way, have a passion for car cleaning and detailing and all of that. And then, but let's talk about that segue. When did it actually become a business? For other people out there who have passions, and how do you translate passion to finance or to business?
I think I've always been quite entrepreneurial. If I begin to list all the things I've done, right, to make money, it's endless, right? And I still do a lot of those things. But a couple of years ago, I think maybe 2021 or 2020, I looked at my house, one of my extra rooms, and I saw that I had so much equipment, right? I had professional grade equipment, pressure washers, steamers, just professional grade equipment, polishers and stuff.
Yeah, all of that.
And then, and most of them I probably don't even get to use them once in 3 months. And then I realized, okay, there's a model I could actually try up. So we started our mobile detailing service. When we started, we were fully mobile. We'll just get booked, go to a client's place, offer the service and all that. And then eventually we decided to open up our detailing center in Oniru, Lekki. Okay. So yes, and that was it. How
is, as a business, when it comes to detailing and all of that, in our clients here, do the public, do they respond well to it? Do they think that there is a need to spend extra, more than just a normal car wash, to detail their cars?
Yes, right. However, it's not as popular as I would like it to be, right? Compared to a place like, I'll give an example, right? Like a service that we probably would charge, say, 50K for, for example, that same service in the US, generally the minimum or the average you charge for it is maybe $300. Same service. And I dare say same product that you use. Sadly, most of the products we use are not locally made. So we import constantly. Yes, a lot of the stuff we use.
Is there any way to produce them locally? Is there any possibility that can be done in the near future or something?
I do not know. I'm hoping. It makes more sense, business-wise for us to source locally. But we also have to be careful about the grade of things we use on our customers' cars, because if we say we are premium, right, then customers would expect some level of premiumness, okay, in terms of. I know of detailing companies, for example, that use brake oil to polish clients' tires. Right.
And their tire polishes specifically for that
the tire will shine, but it will degrade that rubber over a period of time. But a lot of clients will know that difference, right? We import everything, include as little as liquid to clean your glass. We import it. Like glass cleaner, like almost everything, right?
It's just an indictment on us as a people because of substandard materials that we use whenever we have to do this thing. But now, talk us through the process of detailing. Why does a car or anybody, why do I need to detail my car?
Okay, so detailing basically is generally defined as making sure that your car is in its best possible condition, depending on what you have. So I had to add depending on what you already have, because we're not necessarily magicians. Okay, so if you've had a car that you've used for 30 years and then it's been in terrible shape, not taken care of properly, yes, we can make it look better, right? But we won't necessarily make it brand new.
Make it brand different.
Right?
Okay.
So detailing is quite broad, actually. There's interior detailing, there's exterior detailing, there's restorative detailing, right? Where, we maybe restore things like your car's paint work, restore your the plastics. So there is, an entire extent, but yeah, it's basically for people who are car lovers. You need to love your car to be willing to spend. I mean, we have services of 1 million, right? So you need to love your car to be willing to spend.
What level of detailing would I do? Would I need to spend $1 million on my car?
So in Forex terms, 1 million is, I don't know, $700 now, maybe thereabout.
Okay.
That, for example, if you had a car, you wanted us to maybe do some level of paint correction, paint restoration, coating, some level of coating, paint protection, and all of that. We also do wrapping, which is even maybe way more expensive. There are wrappings of 5 million, 4 million.
That looks like it's almost like a body work per se.
Yeah, no, wrapping is basically adding, depending on what it is. So there's the PPF wrapping, there's vinyl wrapping.
Okay.
Basically to protect your paint. Again, I think it depends on the angle you want to look at it from.
Okay.
If you spent, I don't know, say 300 million naira to buy a car.
Most definitely, exactly. So,
and I tell you that it's like insurance. And I tell you that, look, you know what? To make this car look this way for the longest possible time.
Yeah.
Spend an extra amount,
5 million.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
For people like that, they don't mind. And
exactly.
we actually don't, we're not just trying to be premium for premiumness sake. We deliver the service. Okay. And over the years, we've worked with big names, big people, corporate organizations. I mean, so there are companies that we manage their fleet of vehicles just to make sure that, because at the time of resale, a well taken care of vehicle has more value, even if they are bought on the same day. Okay, a car that looks better has more value, at the point of resale and all of that. So it's an interesting conversation.
It is quite an interesting one. And like you mentioned, when people have this kind of money, they can put into a car and all of that. But one thing I want to ask, looking at our roads and our weather conditions, because first of all, how many people park cars where they are supposed to be parked? I know that parking of cars really does affect the quality of the car. Is it under a shade? Is it under something else? But most of us will just park under the sun. It affects the quality. And then our roads. How much do this affect the cars? If it was outside there, would you need to detail as often as you are detailing, say, for instance, in Nigeria than maybe in the US, due to conditions, car, road, and all of that?
Okay, so the funny thing about car paint or car body is that almost everything affects it anyway.
Okay.
So whether extreme cold, or extreme heat, right?
Okay.
So ours is actually even a bit better because there are environments where you have salty air.
Okay.
Right. Places that are very close to oceans and very windy. You have a lot of salt water always contaminating your car. So those things leave long-term effects on those cars. But again, then comes the job of detailing. Because you see, for example, if we pick, say, coating, say graphene coating, the job of graphene coating is to protect your car paint from all those things. Right. So it doesn't matter how, we have coating that are fire resistant. Right, there's a level of coating that is fire resistant, frost resistant, UV resistance, and all of that. And then, so again, that basically just tells you that it is actually important to have proper professional detailing. And then we have coating that can last you for 5 years, right, for a minimum, and almost a significant spend, at least in our space.
All right.
Right. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. This was quite. If we had more time, I'm sure we'll still go to talk about because there's quite a lot involved in all of this, But we've got breakfast for you if you don't mind. If you want to join us.
I was looking forward to it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.